They go down to New Orleans, which is considered like a haunted city.
This whole movie deals with the in-between of the extremes.
Yeah.
It's a universal love language. You know, I feel like it connects people, you know, of all genres, all ages.
Listen here, this ain't no house party.
Shit.
Y'all ready to drink? Y'all ready to sweat till y'all stink?
You want some?
Keep dancing with the devil.
Careful, boy. You gonna bite off more than you can chew.
A few months ago, I read that during slavery in the United States, enslavers feared the church because congregation meant organization, and that was dangerous for them. You know, but I was thinking that at the end of the day, every human activity that involves communion also implies an organization like music or cinema. How would you describe the sense of communion in filmmaking and cinema?
Oh, it's beautiful, man. I love what I do. It's an incredible opportunity, and every time, you know, we blessed to make a movie, you form a little family, like a little unit that has organized structure. You know, people report to certain people, and you know, you got set time, and everybody's fighting against the clock. Everybody's trying to make the, you know, hopefully everybody's trying to make the same movie. You know, but I love it, man. And with this movie, it was art imitating life because the actors had to portray a community that was very close knit, where everybody kind of knew everybody, and everybody kind of identified somebody who wasn't a part of that community, and it was at a time where separation was also kind of enforced from the government perspective, but this music was infectious and universal. You know, they kind of tied everybody together, and that's what we did. We got to go down to New Orleans, which is considered like a haunted city, quote unquote. You know, and people were so hospitable, and we formed this unit. It's the best part about this job, I would say.
We often categorize things and people in extremes, you know, ugly and beautiful, good or evil, black and white, etc. But we don't recognize where people lives in an in-between era, you know, the gray era, and they don't quite belong because we categorize. And I think that your character lives in this like limbo. So I would like to ask you how it was to play a character that it's like in the middle of something that it's very extreme sometimes.
I think this whole movie deals with the in-between of the extremes and the explanation of the extremes and how you get there. You don't just wake up good, you don't just wake up bad. Each of these characters have a story and have a past that play into why they make every choice that they make. Mary specifically is just in a desperate search for love and community and acceptance. She's had to fight for that, as we all have in some version or another, and as these characters are doing in almost every frame of the movie. I don't know. It's this movie handles that exactly what you're talking about in such an incredible way with each of these stories, each of these characters and their stories.
You know, I totally agree because, for example, Annie is a beautiful character because she understands that the world is built on magic and rituals and therefore music, you know. What did you think about the bond in music and magic and their relationship with Black history?
I mean, that for me was that monologue at the beginning about music having a power to pierce the veil between life and death. That was, you know, learning about that part of different cultures, that was completely new for me. But seeing in this movie how our ancestry from the motherland the music has reverberated through time and space, through all eras and people, through all. I found that quite, like I guess you know it, like instinctively you know it. We're all building on this, we're all standing on the shoulders of giants, right? And you know that instinctively, but to see it so clearly in the film, musically, you just know like, oh, what we create today is gonna have an effect on tomorrow, musically.
I love this film because I think it tells us how every ritual in human history, whether it's a ceremonial tradition or a daily activity, involves music. You know, we use music for work and worship and celebration and recreation. How has music been part of your work to build your identity as a director and as an actor-director?
It's a universal love language. You know, I feel like it connects people, you know, of all genres, all ages, you know what I'm saying, throughout the world. And especially when it comes to like building a character. For me, I find it, you know, easier to make playlists for each one of them. And those are the things I listen to as I'm, you know, getting dressed in the morning, as I'm putting on their clothes and, you know, putting on their shoes and getting ready to go try to, you know, think and be like them as much as I can on set. So music definitely plays a big part in that.
For sure, yeah. I mean, Sammy, he comes from a very religious background. You know, his father is a pastor and he's in the church. You know, music is, you know, something that's very close to him. He's also a sharecropper. So his surroundings play a big role in, you know, how he plays and, you know, what place he comes from when he's performing. So I think that, you know, the music is very powerful, and for him, he's really just trying to convey how he feels in his story to other people. And, you know, it can be therapeutic, it can be, you know, a sense of healing for people.
So thank you very much.